-1. These two numbers are opposites, so they are a zero pair, because when you add them together, you get 0. Why does that make sense? Well, imagine if positive values were walking forward and negative values were walking backwards. So you could view this as 1 step forward plus 1 step backward. That's just going to get you back to where you were before. You could have other zero pairs. You could have things like +2 plus -2. That's also a zero pair. You walk 2 steps forward and then 2 steps backward. That's just going to get you back to where you were before. You will not have moved after all, or you'd be back to where you were before. So let's think about how many zero pairs there are over here. Well, we know that each of the ones forms a zero pair with each of the negative ones. So that's 1 zero pair, 2, 3, 4, 5 zero pairs.
I'm good, and you?
5 right over here. You can type that in if you were doing this. And then how many units are left over? Well, you can see right over here, we see that we have 2 of the -1 units left over.
This is going to be easy. There are 3 and 2, 4, 5 left over. Okay, maybe it is a little confusing. Hello, everybody coming in. You're going to study with me. This way I can get a chance to grab some readings and get work done. This is what happens when you got to run a household, but you got to pass the test. Okay, so there's 4, 2, 4, 6. No. I'm working on math. Right now I'm doing zero pairs, which sounded easy on the surface, but it is not. Over. But I will be keeping an eye on chat. So yes, I'm still doing readings. That's the whole point I'm here. We're going to multitask today so I can make sure things are taken care of and make sure things are taken care of. Nope. It's just really cold in my room. Okay, I think I'm getting it. Studying for math while I see if I can catch some readings. No. Thank you, Allie. I'm not in a program, Lori. I'm in Oxford House, which is just sober living. I've been here since February, so tomorrow, actually, yeah, tomorrow will be 5 months. Got it. Thank you. Thank you, Allie. This month will make 21 months. So 2 pairs and 4 negatives left over. He will be 21 months old this month. So 20 months. Excuse me. Oh my God, you gotta make the last one a hard one. Well, thank you, Sriracha. And thanks, you guys, for the gifts. Again, just because I'm studying, do not hesitate. I am still doing readings. I got to be a working student and literally study and work at the same time if I'm going to keep things going this week. So here I am. So 3 pairs with 1 left over. So that's 4 plus 3. Oh my God, I got it. Yes. I love Khan Academy. Just saying. Another while I'm going to switch to Aztec, which is from school. And it's like... It's like the same concept as Khan Academy, but harder because it's only written. Where Khan Academy, you get videos, you get instructions. I'm more of a visual learner than a written learner. So I kind of need a combo. So Aztec isn't as easy for me. But I want to see where this gets me first. Math. I got to take my math GED by the end of the month. And I have been taken off. Baby daddy had been helping. But he is to the point where... I mean, he could probably still help some, but not enough to be able to keep me off. So, instead of losing my study time, I decided to study with you guys, keep an eye out for readings. I gotta get a drink, so probably when I get up, I'll put my tarot cards right here. The baby hid my head cover. I found that out last reading, so I'm kind of annoyed. But it's babies. It's what they do. Thank you.
Let's say I wanted to figure out what -2 plus -4 is equal to. There are a bunch of ways of thinking about them, but what we're going to do in this video is think about it using something called integer chips. So with integer chips, if I have
Never
a
heard
chip
of these till today.
that looks like this, a positive sign with a circle around it.
He's doing good,
around
Kayla.
it,
Thank
that
you for
is
asking.
equal to a positive one. And if I have a negative sign with a circle around it, that's a negative integer chip, and that's equal to -1. And of course, if I have exactly one positive integer chip and one negative integer chip, well, then they're going to cancel out because +1 plus -1 is, of course, equal to 0. So let's use that to figure out this and some.
Part of the Christian faith that I've kind of been really taking on here these last, like, almost 2 years is that when you prophecy or pray, you keep your head covered in public. And I have felt the call to, basically, since tarot is prophecy, have my head covered. And I had a cute little slip-on scarf. It was adorable. And it's probably under my bed. That's where everything he has hidden ends up. But I haven't had time to get there today. Thank you, Kayla. I mean, if you want an idea of how long I've been studying, I think I started at 9. That is how melted my candle is. So that should give you an idea of how long I've been here. The keyboard and mouse have definitely made this easier for me, though. Got a cute little wireless mouse, and it's rechargeable, but to get the rechargeable, I had to get the keyboard, too. I'm actually glad I did it. The keyboard holds my phone, so I can talk to you guys while I study. Again, keep an eye out for readings or what have you. Get help from you guys even if I need to. Math. Hi, Linda. It's nice to see you too. Sorry I missed your comment. I am proud to say I came off that night med and my memory is getting better. Yeah, me too. Although I'm doing better at it than I thought I would.
Other problems. So -2, how can I represent that with integer chips? Well, that's going to be 2 of these negative integer chips. So -1.
I am, thanks. I hope you are too.
Then -4 is going to be 4 of these negative integer chips. So -1, -2, -3, and -4. So now, how many total negative integer chips do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going to be 6 negative integer chips, or -6.
These integer chips just help me get negative numbers. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me.
I now have
I struggle with negative numbers.
plus -6.
Except for when they cancel each other out.
Integer chips. Pause this video and think
7 plus -6. So that
well,
should
positive
be
7, you can view
1,
that as 7 of these positive integer chips.
I think.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then -6, you can represent that as 6 of these negative integer chips. So we have -1.
Thanks for the gifts, guys.
-3, -4, -5, and -6.
Yep,
Now,
I got it.
It's the fact that every positive integer, if you have a positive...
Oh, I have been struggling on negative numbers for so long.
1 plus -1 is going to be equal to 0, so they cancel out. So those cancel. Those also add up to 0. Those also add up to 0. Those also add up to 0. Those add up to 0. Those add up to 0. So you have a bunch of zeros and then a positive 1. So all you're left with is a positive 1 here. So that's going to be equal to 1.
How's everybody doing today? I'm not ignoring you. I am keeping an eye on the chat.
Scenarios. -5 plus 5
Is 0.
You might already suspect what that is. And pause that video. Actually, try to represent it with integer chips. Well, -5. That's 5 of these negative integer.
I'm doing good. Tired, stiff from sitting here, but good. Oh my goodness. Oh, don't mind my stack. It's kind of where everything I don't want the baby to touch goes. My poop bags that I wrap poop diapers in, my medicine boxes, that kind of stuff. I guess people have been taking it that because that's stacked up, that means my apartment's or my room is nasty. I've had a lot of comments about it, and it's literally just a stack of stuff. The only thing really on my floors is his toys. I'm good, Jennifer, and you? Hey, babe. It is long morning, but it is. Just so you guys know, just because I'm studying, I am open for readings. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to kill 2 birds at 1 stone, basically. I can't afford to not be live, but I can't afford to not study. And he is tapped out for a little bit, so here we go. Readings, readings are 10 and up. $10 gets you an 8-card reading. You would send more if you want more cards, or well, thank you, Devin. If you have 2 questions, then it would be 20. Just stack it like that. More cards, whatever you want. 2 questions or multiple questions is $10 each question. Payment info is in the link tree in the bio. I have Cash App and PayPal. One of them is an icon at the very top of the page. So when you open my link tree, one of them is an icon right up at the top where like my big info is. I'm good, Cat. And you? Thank you, Ams. I'm trying to keep you guys angled so that you can see me and that I can still see the screen. I am keeping an eye on the chat. I am keeping an eye for readings. I am keeping an eye for... It is so sad when you see updates from somebody that you know something's not right, but you don't want to chase them away by asking them what's going on. In this case, it's somebody I know was in sobriety who always, every day needs money. In large amounts. Every day. And it doesn't look good.
Right there. And then positive 5 would be 5 of the positive integer chips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what's going to happen here? Well, those add up to 0. Those add up to 0. Those add up to 0, those add up to 0, those add up to 0. So you're just adding a bunch of zeros, which is, of course, going to give you a big 0. Last but not least, let's add 3 and negative 8, and let's represent that again with integer chips. So positive 3 is 1, 2,
Could be like negative
3
5.
positive integer chips. Negative 8 is, let's see, 1,
3 plus negative 8. Anybody know? I got the calculator. I can't do it off the top of my head. Oh, I did it. I did it. I got it. It was 5. Negative 5.
3,
I'm
4,
proud of myself.
5, 6, 7, 8 of these negative integer chips. And
I kind of challenge myself, like where he's counting them out and I'll get the answer. I try and solve it first.
Cancel, and those cancel.
Hey, Kim.
Which is
How you
0
doing, babe?
0 plus 0 plus what do you have left over? 5 of these negative integer chips. 5 negative integer chips. That's going to be equal to negative 5. And we're done.
Yay. Alright, now let's see if I can do this again. Thank you. Maybe what I'll do is I'll let you guys see what I'm doing. Let's see if I can tilt it just a little bit. So that way while I'm working, I can still see you, but you can see what I'm doing. Shit, I forgot the negative sign. See, I just screwed myself. Thank you, Dee Dee. Negative 3 plus 4 is 1. I'm loving these chips. This makes it so easy. You do not know how hard I have been struggling with these numbers. I did it. Thank you, Blooms. All the ones with crowns are ones I've mastered, like top scores. These ones are ones that I am proficient at, which means I'm good, but I'm not like great. I have worked ahead on some of these as per what the GED needed, but I'm cheating now and just knocking out all the arithmetic to go into the algebra to help make it make sense. But that is what I'm doing on my end while I'm watching you guys. Yes, because it's visualized. That's why I was saying earlier I'm a very visual learner. It's much easier looking at it than it is reading it. That's what I'm doing, babe. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Look, I honestly should have just been studying today. I have to take this test in like a week and a half to get everything on time. But I also have to pay the bills. So we are going to study in tarot. That should have been the name of the live. Study in tarot. And I don't know how many of you follow my Facebook or Instagram, but I shared a news report from my old stomping grounds, just a couple blocks from where I lived. That kind of hit hard, because that very well could have been me. And it makes you realize just how damn lucky you are to get out. And I bet you if the blurs weren't there, I would have known at least one person in that group, probably more. I hate number lines. We'll take a break for a minute and just hang out and talk. How y'all doing? Anybody else notice it's like TikTok is broken? The amount of new followers I get, it deducts that much instead of adding it. On my Facebook and my Instagram. Like health-wise, I'm doing good. I am emotionally and mentally exhausted. I wouldn't say emotionally. No, let me correct that. I'm mentally exhausted dealing with this constant. I get up, I do this, I get up for a break, I come back. But it has to be done. Physically, I'm good though. Good morning, Mama. And I won't lie, I feel overwhelmed. I'm trying. I just, last night, yes. And it's like your brain, you don't realize just how tiring learning something new can be for your brain until you sit here for a few hours. And then I don't get how kids have such long school days. It gotta be miserable. But until I pass this test, it's what I got to do. And until I pass this test, this is probably what we'll do for lives. I didn't know that. I'm trying, Dee Dee. I really am. Well, I'm sorry, Mama. Yes, studying for GED. My last test, my math test, the worst one. We're in the middle of a couple-minute break. Hey, Mel. I'm so sorry, Mama. He's doing great. Getting to be the most chatterboxy little man that I've ever met. And the biggest troublemaker I have ever met. But he's doing good. I tell you what, he's what keeps me going. I don't know if I could do this without him and the thought of what I can provide for him with an actual career. That is good, though. I just hope she doesn't keep him away from you. Well, thank you, Becca. Congrats on 12 years, Kim, and thank you. I'm pretty sure you can report that to court. Well, thanks, Kim. I really do appreciate it. I know people think it's just a stranger, but strangers are the ones whose observations are the least jaded most of the time. Or not jaded. What's the word I want? The most true. You're not around me every day. You're not just trying to say what I want to hear or what I need to hear. So it means a lot. Break over again. Let me just put a sticker up so I don't have to keep saying this. I would definitely look into it with the court and see what you can do. Guardianship does not mean that you get to withhold the kids. It does not. Diving into number lines. Everybody can see my little heart thing sticker there.
So we've already spent some time introducing ourselves to the idea of adding or subtracting positive and negative numbers. And what I now want to do in this video is do a bunch of examples using the adding negative numbers on the number line exercise on Khan Academy, so that we can think about different ways to model or think about or visualize adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers. So this question asks us, which number line model represents the expression -2 plus -7. And a number line model seems like this really fancy thing, but they're just saying, well, which of these diagrams, which of these drawings are a way to think about what -2 plus -7 is?
Looks like this one.
Think about it. Someone has. I want to start at -2.
Watch me be totally wrong.
I want to add -7.
Aww.
Let's see what's going on here. So this is.
You know, you might as well be like family to me too. You've been here a long time.
It's saying this is +2 right over here. Then it's to the right of 0, and then it subtracts 7. So this is the model that would be for +2 plus -7, or
There's gotta be
2
this one.
or +2 minus 7. But that's not what we have over here. We have -2 minus 7. This one right over here, let's see, this first, I guess you could say this thing, this line, this arrow, it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left of 0. So starting at -5, and then it goes another 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left of that.
I am still able to talk, guys. I am keeping an eye on the chat.
4, or you could view this as
you don't have to feel like you have to be quiet.
Plus -4.
He's great, thank you.
And then this last one, hopefully this is the answer, otherwise there'd be a mistake in the exercise. Let's see. We have this first arrow that takes us 2 steps to the left of 0.
That's right.
1, 2. So this is -2. And then we take another 7 steps to the left of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can think of this arrow as representing.
I'm about to have to take a little bit of a longer break. My head's starting to hurt.
And then we're going to that. So we're starting from this tip of this arrow.
Yeah, and that's, I'm
7,
stuck.
If
I'm going to make rent and everything this week, I needed to be live. So y'all are sharing math with me.
Alright. Which number line model represents the expression 6 plus -2? So here they've taken our number lines, but they've made them go up and down. They've made them vertical.
This one.
So we want to think about it. I want to start at 6, and then I want to add -2. So on a vertical number line like this, it seems like we're increasing as we go up. I want to start at 6 above 0.
I'll let you. I keep randomly flipping and showing you what I'm doing.
Add -2, which should take me 2 steps.
Which one shows you 6 plus -2?
This one right over here is +6 plus 2.
I hate negatives and positives. I'm glad he's hitting visuals because it's helping me.
+4, then we're adding 2. So that's
Hint, hint. It's this
this
one.
one over here, this big arrow.
The down arrow is the negative and that's the positive.
Pointing up, it gets us to +6. The with the arrows right at positive 6. And then we go back down 2. So this would be positive 6 plus negative 2. You can think of this arrow as representing positive 6, and then this arrow is representing negative 2. It takes us 2 down. So if you take positive 6 plus negative 2, use positive 6, and then where the tip of your arrow.
And if anybody's listening to what I'm doing and like, yeah, this might help me or my kids, I'm just doing Khan Academy. We're getting ready to take probably a good 15-20 minute break, and then
which number line model represents the expression negative 2/5 plus 4/5?
I'll probably hit Aztec, and that's even harder.
Start at negative 2/5, which is going to be, it's negative, it's going to be to the left of 0. So let's see, this arrow right over here, this is negative 4/5, so that's not going to be quite right. So the second choice, what's going on here? So
I'm glad I'm out of Baltimore too.
And then I'm going.
I haven't even been back there for a visit with the family for the baby since November. I went the weekend of his birthday, which was like, his birthday's November 1st, and it was a Friday, so like the 2nd and 3rd of November. And I haven't been back since. Like, what do I still need to learn, Kim? Or like, what's the score to pass? This is for GED, which is technically for college. It's the last test, my math test. I have to have this done by the end of absolutely, I need algebra. I have to have this done by the end of the month if I'm going to get everything turned in to start on August 25th. So I guess you could say it's kind of both. But, oh my God, we have positives, negatives, geometry, algebra, linear equations. The class I'm enrolled in, I was meant to be in through September, and this was all going to be taught. But since I decided to, be my hard-headed, push myself to my limit self, we're not doing that. So I'm self-teaching with the help of my favorite websites. You're not an idiot. I'm sure at the time you did the best with what you had.
It's to the left of 0, so that's negative 2/5. And from that, I am going to the right 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5. So this looks right. This looks like negative 2/5. So I'm starting.
Thank you, Stephanie.
I'm going to the left 2/5, so that's negative 2/5. And then I go to the right 4/5 from that tip. So from negative 2/5, I'm adding 4/5. So that looks right. Let's do one more. This is exciting.
I actually, through the college, actually not even through the college, because it's actually on the GED website, they're giving a half off code. So you can get it for $14.25 the first time. And if you fail, then it's $30. And it's $30 per section. Thanks, Steph. My ex-husband went to that college.
Exciting. Anything you do, you should convince yourself it's exciting. You'll do a better job. Which number line model represents the expression 5.5 plus negative 3? So 5.
I wish it was that much for one. It would make life so much easier. He's good, Stephanie. Yeah, you can do it from the GED.com website. I chose not to. When you do the one from the website, you have to have a webcam. You cannot have any disturbance, any noise. What else did they say? They had like a whole list of stuff that you had to do and set up to be able to do the online and pass. I said, F that. I'll just go down the road 25 minutes and get it that way. Yep, that's one of the things you can't look away. It was too much for me. I'd rather just go in person. right, let me finish this last number line, and then I think we'll go ahead and take like a 20-minute break. See if I can get some readings in. Give myself a rest. Oh, I love school. I love learning.
This is positive 5.5. So I want to
Positive
go
5.5.
5.5 to the right.
Plus negative 3.
This is 5.5 to the left of 0. So that's negative
5.5.
So this one looks interesting. This one, this is actually 5.5 to the left of 0 as well. So it's probably going to be this, but let's just look at it.
Oh.
So we go 5.5
See, I was
to the
wrong.
right of 0. So this is 5.5. And then from that, I go 3 left. So that in B, and that gets me to 2.5.
You're smarter than me.
Choice right over there. Exciting.
Alright, I have one exercise to do. Thanks for the follows. That's why I like the class I'm in, because he actually shows you, like, what real world usages you have for the things you learn. It's kind of interesting to realize, because I always felt like you didn't use algebra in real life, or rarely used things like mass and volume and perimeter and area, and you actually use it quite a bit. -2 plus 4.5. No, I agree. I agree on that one. One thing my homeschooling did teach me was how to write a check. But I don't have any idea how to do taxes. I had to go to a tax site to walk me through it. -2 plus 4.5. -2. There's -2. But they're both negative. There's -2. B. I got it. My parents homeschooled me and then stopped getting new work when I was in 8th grade, so technically my education's not more than in 8th grade. That is one benefit of homeschooling, is that you can control it. 5.5 plus 3, so we're looking for a positive. Oh, yeah. 5.5 plus 3. Baltimore made my mom report, and she hated it. I think it's this one. Every time you hear that noise, it's one I got right. 1.5 plus -4. -5 plus -2.5. Yeah, that's how we are here. You had to turn in the work. Which is why I'm surprised. Well, actually, no, I'm not surprised, because by the time I hit 8th grade, they had pretty much stopped reporting because the city stopped asking. So they just flew under the radar. -5, -5. -2 plus 7.5. It does go to explain a lot of it. -7.5. I'm killing this. 2.5 plus 4.5, so I'm looking forward to being near 7. So this one. -5 plus 2.5. I did it. Yep, I'm just getting ready to take a break and see if I can catch some readings. I am working on my math GED test. That kind of came along as like a backhanded question, though, Christy. I'm not going to lie. Negative numbers is one of my biggest struggles. 20 months. Thanks, babe. That's all that's left. If I can pass this on the first try, I'm good for college next month. I can't believe it's next month. It does. Last night, we had pizza for dinner. His dad sprung for pizza, and I cut his up in little cubes, and he put 1 cube, 2 cubes, and 3 cubes, and sat there and went 1, 2, 3. I almost cried. I'm not ready for my baby to be counting. Well, thank you. I'm really afraid that I'm not going to pass, especially because the maths I'm stuck on is such a mix of like late middle school and high school. I'm kind of all over the place for tests or for practices. My son is already 3 inches short of 3 feet at 20 months. I failed math in 7th grade. A lot of it was because of how I was taught it, though. That's why I was a little hurt by the way that comment was phrased. I'm excited that I got it. I knew Man was going to be tall when he stayed the 90th percentile for most of the pregnancy. I'm 4'9". His dad's 5'11". You got your hands full. One boy is enough to terrorize me. I'm trying, Mama. Yep, I am very little. In fact, this is usually how I do it. Oops. There's a light switch and doorknob for my Moonjaro pens. I don't even want to hear shit. Doorknob and switch. I am Inky Dinky. And I was honestly expecting to carry huge. And I still don't know if I just didn't because what I was doing or if I just carry in my back. But I was expecting to have like a literal 5-foot watermelon. Oh, it feels good to stretch my legs. It sucks when you have to ask everybody for help. I can't even get my energy drinks at the store by myself. Oh, yeah. People didn't even know I was pregnant. Like, I went to rehab. I was 13 days postpartum, almost 2 weeks. And I came back for my first visit home in May. So I turned up with a baby. And everybody was like, whose kid is that? Mine? No, whose kid is it? For real? For real, mine. I had a whole knockdown argument with one of the ladies I know over it because she did not believe that was my son. She said I didn't look. And the last time she had seen me, I was... Yep, that's how I was. His toy just went off by itself.
1, 2, 3. Let's play.
We're not having that. No, no, no. Now it went off because I moved it. It was. I didn't touch it. It just went off. Oh, you were not kidding. If I got paid in proportion to what I put up with, and I'm not complaining, I don't want anybody to take it that way, but if I got paid in proportion to what I deal with, the diaper changes, the baths, the meals, the temper tantrums, the fact he beats the hell out of me, kicks me, punches me, bites me, scratches me, if I was to get paid per hour to put up with that kid in some of his worst moods, I wouldn't have to be live and studying at the same time. I would be paid months ahead in rent. Like, for real. He can be a handful. And I love every minute of it. Right. See? Yeah, I would be in my own house with a car. It's what they call a labor of love, and they're not kidding. But I love him, and it's worth every minute. I hope so. Hey, Pineapple. Hey, Becky. Yeah, I didn't have a choice. Baby daddy has to take a little break from assisting, so congratulations. I'm good, just taking a break from schoolwork. And then we'll go back to studying and trying to get some readings in. I picked him up from daycare, and she was like, he scratched a kid by accident. And I said, no, he didn't. It was not by accident. She's like, yeah, accident. It was an accident. No, I know my son. It was not an accident. Where I'm at right now, I've never had mine done, but I kind of have wanted to get them dyed so you can see how long they really are, because, like, the tips are all light brown. But I would imagine it's quite something to sit through. Even just to get it dyed is probably something to sit through. Yes, I said the other day, he's all the worst parts of me. I thought about it, but if you knew my luck and how I end up screwing the littlest things up, I would end up with no lashes. They would be burned off, yanked out. It would go bad somewhere. Ugh. I like how it looks, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't lay there like that. My anxiety's a bitch, and then you have nothing to do but think. Aww, they're cute kitties. I cannot tell you how many things I can do and not even intend to. But knowing this week was coming, knowing everything was going to have to be, like, in my lap at once, I've really been stressed this week. Yep. And they're so pretty. Does that really help distract, though? Like, just having her talk? Because for me, when I get anxious, it irritates me. I don't know. I won't say that. I have had people that have been able to distract me. Oh, I wish I could see pictures. I don't know if I said I officially am off the Latuda. Last night was my first night not taking it. And that's part of the anxiety. I gotta wait for everything to bounce back out now. Is there a particular reason why she feels like you should do that? It's a nighttime antidepressant and mood stabilizer. And I couldn't wake up in the mornings, which happens to me almost every time they put me on a nighttime antidepressant. I'll have it for a little while and then it starts building up and I can't kick it. So last night was my first official night without it. So I woke up literally shaking. That was a good time, but I woke up. So I'm glad. Oh, that's scary, sardines. Is it possible that maybe it's something you should listen to, Mama? Because I know sometimes when we're in the middle, we can't see the fire for the smoke. I didn't know Ashley was a top. I saw an ad for it and kind of wished I'd have gone there because it was so pretty. But it wasn't a mommy and me. Yeah, and they probably don't take Medicaid anyway. Holy Jeebus. Well, I wish my rehab would have been more recovery-centric and done more work on how to cope. Holy Jesus. I kicked the F thing by myself, summer 2021, and set myself up for failure because I used one thing to counteract it and didn't just cold turkey completely. But that was 10 days of hell. So I'm going to go ahead and call you a hero. That's some bullshit. I appreciate that. Honestly, looking back, I wish I'd have done it. That's why I asked Mama Bear if is it possible that it is something she needs to hear and not the counselor overstepping, because that's where I was going to go with it. If it's not, then it's counselor's overstepping. Yes, I did use it, but no, I did not. Well, no, let me correct. When I got into it, I didn't know what it was, and then when I found out and it was just going so fast and was so miserable, I just stopped. Well, now that I'm not there anymore, I can go ahead and say where I was. I was at Brantwood and in Elkton, which is why I ended up so close in Delaware, which is why I was telling certain people that's where I lived, other people the truth. If you only need the time, the lack of responsibility, like you are ready to put the work in yourself, you just need to be a way to do it, absolutely, I would recommend it to you. Not if you have children, not if you have mental health problems, not if you're really looking for recovery education. But they helped me because all I really needed was the time. It was stronger and would burn off faster. That's pretty cool. But it kind of sucks to leave your person and you're not even married a year. What is the HUM? Because I think help me up mission or helping up mission. I did not know about those. They actually, when I started talking about going to rehab, the reason I didn't go there was because it was an 18-month minimum program. And looking back, they probably would have helped me with more. If I didn't do the legwork, if I didn't do the interviews, if I hadn't busted my behind, I wouldn't have a place to live right now. I would still be there. I never knew about those. Yeah, not Gardenzia. Not Gardenzia. There was another one. Chrysalis House. Almost went to Chrysalis House in Park Heights. Then again, it was a multiple month minimum, and I didn't want to be that close. I ended up leaving. And now I venture back and forth and probably spend more time in Elkton than anywhere else, but I do not know about that one. Where I used to go to when I had my apartment, they just had a mass OD, 25 people that we know of. Yep, that is definitely one I've not heard of. Yep. I went right behind that CVS. I would have been closer to the family that way, but honestly, I think I'm good where I was taken. I think I was meant to be here. I have always dreamed of being on the Eastern Shore or in Delaware. I've always dreamed of being somewhere where it was like you had enough convenience that it felt like a small town, but you had so many farms that it felt like the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. Depends on where you go. I won't lie, Elkton has its own problems, so it tends to be a little cheaper than the rest of it. But it's a beautiful place. I have not heard of Fruitland. You see, that was one of the things I wanted Pineapple. I wanted to be far enough away that if I got a car, I would really have time to think about what I was doing. I do know Denton. I see. You know what the scariest thing was? And again, now that I'm out, I can speak on it. I had Man at one of his first doctor visits. And Brentwood had you go to certain doctors. But I walked in with my baby that I'm trying to keep off social media. Didn't want anybody to see. And I sat down and this woman goes, Are you Ashley? And I went, oh my God, here we go. Well, thank you, Diamond. She recognized me from TikTok. I was in rehab with somebody who recognized me from TikTok. I have run into several people around the neighborhood that have watched me. Yep, that Dundak. People already pick on me for my accent, or I would really, really bust it out. For all the wrong reasons. I don't either. I love it here. There are no rats, even though we're close to water. It's a local way of saying Dundalk in Maryland. Walking in an Essex wonderland. I knew it was going to get out of me. I was trying hard not to. And only Marylanders can appreciate crabs for Christmas. That's how you know you're a true tried and blue Marylander. Especially the last couple years when light went started playing it more during the Christmas season. Which it's only like July and I'm ready for Christmas. We have bunnies. We have a groundhog that lives under our porch. We have skunks that took up a hole in our side yard. We have possums. And I mean, just walking around in daylight like it's free. Deer out the wazoo. Yeah, that's one thing that keeps me living where we get a winter. I have to have snow and cold for it to feel real. Hey, Sebs. I've heard they can be a lot. I saw somebody with a pet skunk, though, and it was the cutest little thing. They demusked him and everything, and he was the support pet. It was on the news. They're cute, but now I get why they call a certain thing skunky. I never, in all of my life, never smelled a skunk until I lived here. Yeah. That was good, though. He probably likes it much better in the wild. Yeah, we don't have cable. We have just like Roku TVs. I'm trying to talk the house into getting the Comcast streaming app where you have Comcast without all the cable. And to get the local news from Baltimore, try and keep in touch with home, I have to use the CBS app on the TV. So I get a lot of the like early morning type stuff mixed in. That's how I saw the baby skunk. I'm not sure if I should take that as serious or not, Sardines, after what you were saying. I always wanted a sugar glider, too. They are so cute. They do. They do. Did she not have it demusked? Yeah, I can't imagine a spider makes much smell. Yeah, if he still stinks and she didn't have him demusked, it's like a ferret. They'll have a distinctive smell, but they're not unpleasant. At least from what the news thing was saying. Yeah, right. I'll keep you guys a few minutes longer. I'm going back to study time now. I really want the baby spiders that I talked to you about. That's not something I could do here. I would have to have a place where he could be safe away from the baby. But they're so cute. Yeah, the baby jumping spiders. Thank you. I couldn't remember what they're called. I want so bad for Manly to like that show. I'm terrified of spiders, but jumping spiders, they're just so cute. Aww. No, you can't give away your last jumper. You have to keep them. One day I'll get my own. Poor baby. I don't know. If you really don't want her that bad, maybe we can talk. Let's just put it that way. That's why I don't want pets anymore. What happened with the cats absolutely destroyed me. And as much as I still love to look at them, the pictures of them, I can't do it. You were. I felt so bad for you. And then I kind of felt like, see, I'm not the only one that gets that upset over pets. People act like you're crazy, but you get attached. They're like your kids. Alright, back to videos. I'll be checking.
Let's give ourselves some intuition and then some practice adding negative.
I hear there's lots of lizards in
Let's
Florida.
start with negative 11 plus negative 3.
It's going to be negative
so first
14.
we can visualize what negative 11 looks like on a number line like this. I intentionally have not marked off any of the numbers. We can just build an intuition for what's going to happen here. So if we're talking about negative 11, you can think about that as 11 to the left of 0. Or if you start at 0 right over here, we are going to go 11 to the left, which I'm just estimating. I have nothing marked here, but let's just say that gets us right about there. Now to that, I am going to
You guys can still talk.
add
I am kind of keeping an eye to
negative
things.
3. So if I start at negative 11 and I add negative 3, I'm going to go 3 more to the left.
Maybe tomorrow I'll come on a little earlier while studying. I still gotta run. Turn some paperwork in. In English, I gotta run and turn some paperwork in, and I don't want to do it. I'll probably do that close to the baby coming home. Or take him with me. That's a good idea, to take him with me. I don't know, though. I don't know if I can take a stroller.
I'm going to go 3 more, even more in the negative direction. So it's going to go something like that. And I'm going to end up even more negative, even further from 0, further to the left from 0 than I was at negative 11. You might already be guessing what that is, but we'll think about that more in a little bit. Let's do another example. Let's say negative 11 plus 3. What would that look like? Well, we have the same negative 11 going on right over here, which we already drew. But now let me do plus 3 in a different color.
And I will say it's been definitely much nicer having you guys to kind of chat with and distract myself with. But I'm going to go ahead and roll off here. I don't mean to make you guys feel like you can't talk or anything Like I said, maybe tomorrow I'll come on a little earlier. Maybe tomorrow what I'll do is come on in the morning and do readings first, and then after readings go and do study. Just don't be shocked if you see me early tomorrow. Let's just put it that way. But I'm going to go ahead and get rolling. Thanks for hanging with me. And thanks for the boost from those who were so sweet and so nice. Thanks, babe. I'm almost out of the easy stuff and I'm about to go to algebra. I got 4 more lessons. I will. I've been kind of a hermit. Everybody's checking on me because I'm not answering, but this is probably the closest I've come to talking to somebody since he started taking over the bills for me. But now we're out of that, so I'm back to my normal. Anyway, I'll see you all tomorrow. Like I said, probably earlier for sure. And I hope everybody has a good time, has a good day. If you missed readings here in 1-on-1, I do still do privates. Just DM me. And, yeah, I'll talk to y'all later.